More. Somehow, miraculously, he wrapped his mouth around the device. He started to swallow. What's up, everybody? This is Dev6 Rehab, and welcome to another episode of What's This? And today we are going to be playing Kyle is Famous. Kyle wakes up. He is famous. More. Kyle is host. Is the host? Kyle is host of the most popular talk show in recent memory, Stay Up Late with Kyle. Why are these in red? Stay Up Late with Kyle has grown into popularity quickly in the last year, and the public has noticed. Inside has called... Inside, the magazine, has called Kyle a most excellent, dumpy white man. That doesn't sound positive at all. Top Tech noted that Kyle is inspiring youth to explore STEM fields. I don't know what that means. Most other talk shows are dedicated to discussing Kyle and his personal details. Most online videos are best of clips taken from Kyle. Does that make sense? The eye of the world is upon Kyle. Tonight is Kyle's most important guest interview yet. Stay Up Late with Kyle will be featuring Rachel May. Is that supposed to be Rachel Ray? She is a kind and lovely philanthropist. She is dear to the hearts of many. This interview requires preparation. Kyle cracked his eyes open, knowing today his last chance to prepare for the interview. Kyle has 30 hours left. That is a random amount of time. He must choose his actions wisely. 50 on. Start preparing. Kyle's first decision of the morning was made wisely. Exit the bed or wither away? Well, I suppose we would want to exit the bed. Kyle exited his bed and took a quick glance around his room. Do we want to open the closet, sit at desk, exit, scavenge? Scavenge! Kyle quickly crouched down on the floor, realizing his immediate need for... bugs? Gossip. There's no one else here. Bugs. Kyle started to pick between the fuzz of his bedroom carpet, hoping to catch a stray beetle or two. Oh geez, every time I click one of these counts down hours. Soon he had a small handful of various insects, dead and alive. Should we eat them immediately? Let's save them for later. We don't need them right now. Kyle stashed the wiggling mass for later use. Back to bedroom. Kyle walked into the small hallway that connects the rooms of his apartment together. I have no idea what to do. I don't like having 4 decisions at once. Return kitchen? We gotta eat some breakfast. Kyle walked to the center of the kitchen. Open fridge. Kyle opened the fridge, intending to find something to eat. Eat crusts on fridge wall. Oh, eat the fridge! Well, today, Kyle, we are monsters. Eat Connie. Today, we are eating the fridge. I hope he dies. Eat the fridge. Kyle pointed his neck directly upwards and hoisted the fridge on top of his face. Wow, Kyle, you are a strong man. More. Somehow, miraculously, he wrapped his mouth around the device. He started to swallow. I liked the sound effect. Did he die? In one slow, horrible movement, the fridge slid down Kyle's throat. I only have 18 hours to... That'll make a good story for the interview. Okay. After many gurgles, pops, and snaps, Kyle felt relatively sure the fridge would not come back out. back to kitchen. Kyle walked to the center of the kitchen. Okay, well, I don't think I'm hungry anymore. Should we start leaving? I don't know where the interview is. Leave apartment. Are we able to walk? Kyle walked out into the middle of the road and took a long, pondering look around him. Let's visit the downstairs neighbor. Kyle approached his downstairs neighbor's door and knocked. A middle-aged woman named Gabby answered the door. She looked at Kyle expectantly. Greet and start a conversation. Good morning, neighbor, said Kyle cheerfully. Gabby looked at Kyle expectantly. That was the second time you said that. Gabby, Kyle asked, what are your true thoughts about Rachel May? Oh, Rachel, Gabby said, she's a wonderful woman. Her generous acts have inspired more good work than bad. Okay, I guess that's good. Gabby trailed off, not meeting Kyle's eyes. After several uncomfortable minutes of silence, Kyle turned around and left. We got 6 hours left. Let's go to the tech store. Free samples? I don't think I need food anymore. Kyle walked into the clean white tech store. He was greeted by Techno Jim, an elaborate cutout mascot with flashing lights. Steel Techno Jim. Let's do it. Free samples? It's a tech store. Let's steal Techno Jim. Quickly, before the attendant could acknowledge him, Kyle grabbed Techno Jim by the shoulders. Finding that Techno Jim's cardboard feet were bolted to the ground, Kyle started to pull upwards forcefully. After several tugs, Techno Jim broke free, leaving one foot and one leg behind. Kyle glanced at the attendant, who was staring bewildered, and ran outside. Because I was like, was I supposed to go to the set before the time expired, or whatever? Kyle hurried to the set. Sitting across from his host chair was a glamorous woman with an air of genuinity. As Kyle approached her, Rachel looked up and smiled. Rachel's smile quickly turned to shock as she realized Kyle had not put on clothes that day. Kyle waved and smiled broadly. Broadly? Rachel uncomfortably averted her eyes. Aren't I huge because I just swallowed a fridge? Yeah, I guess that I didn't put on clothes. I assumed that I had clothes on when I got up. Kyle started making his rounds around the room, greeting each crew member, none of whom looked at him directly. As it became apparent that Kyle had no intention of leaving, Rachel made some excuses and exited the set. One by one, the crew followed suit. Kyle was left all alone. The end. Kyle prepared by being a nudist. Yay, look, there's social media. Well, that was fun. Wasn't I huge because I ate a fridge? And I had bugs? Hey, I still had bugs in my pot. Wait. I had bugs and I saved them for later. What did I do with the bugs? Well, they're probably in my room. Okay, let's try again. Kyle wakes up. He is famous. Skip. Thank you for allowing me to skip game. Kyle's first decision of the morning was made wisely. Let's wither away. That sounds good to me. Kyle decided to stay put and wither away. Kyle withered successfully and died. Shucks. Kyle is now a ghost. This does not relieve him of his responsibilities. Okay, I guess we're getting out of bed. Even though we're dead. That rhymed. Kyle exited his bed and took a quick glance around his bedroom. Let's sit at the desk. While we're naked. Apparently we sleep naked. Kyle made his way over to his desk and sat down. Write notes for interview. Back to room. Check in desk drawer. Let's do that. Kyle opened up the side drawer on his desk and grabbed one of the items stored there. A key? Sure. Kyle grabbed the small key he kept in the desk. What's it do? Alright, let's make some notes for the interview. That would be smart. Even though we're dead. Kyle wrote down his first question. Are you a mother? Am I... Am I a mother? Is your mother a mother? Let's write down, am I a mother? Kyle wrote down a second question. What are some diet tips? Beef, mashed or blended? Ever eaten a raw egg whole? That's a good question. Wrote down his third question. What's your funniest story? Do you ever smile? I purposely ran over a... That's not even a question. That's just a horrible statement. Let's do that one. I ran over a puppy once. Kyle wrote down his last question. What's your guilty pleasure? Do you feel guilt? Are you guilty? Kyle ripped his page of notes out of the notebook and got up from his desk. Anyway, back to room. Okay, let's put... Should we put clothes? We're dead. Can we... Closet. Kyle opened the closet. It was dark and he could only really see his hanging shirts. Choose an outfit? Kyle decided to take some time to choose the perfect outfit, knowing how important appearance is. Jeans and swimming goggles. Skunk pasties. Suit of armor. We're gonna be a ghost in a suit of armor. I'm liking that one. Kyle was unsure what exactly caused him to decide to wear this armor, but it felt like the right thing to do. I agree. After much squeezing and sweating, Kyle managed to wrap the metal suit around his dumpy self. Yep, he found bugs. Eating immediately. Kyle threw back his head and crammed the sticky, wiggling mass into his mouth. He felt refreshed. As you should. Okay, let's exit. We're almost. Check locked door. Kyle walked over to the strange door in the hallway, but found quickly that the door was locked from inside. Float. Hey, I'm a ghost. I can float through. Force the door with forehead. Float through as ghost. Kyle used his ghostly powers to walk straight through the door. Cool beans. Kyle found himself in the room. In the room, he stashed the various items sent by his fans. No, I couldn't because I ran out of time. Okay. Kyle returned to the set. Per normal, he ceased to be a ghost before he arrived. I'm sorry? So he was not a ghost when he got there? Is that what that meant? I'm very confused. Sitting across from his host's chair was a glamorous woman with an air of ingenuity, genuinity, I forgot what the word was. As Kyle approached her, Rachel looked up and smiled. Good evening, Good evening, Kyle, she said, looking him in the eyes. I've been looking forward to being here. Kyle responded. Scream and spin in circles. Oh my. I really need to choose that one now. Kyle started to stretch out his arms wide, tilt his head back upwards, and was interrupted by his producer telling him and Rachel that it was time to start the show. Oh, I didn't even get to do it. Oh my. Music. A moment after seating, the studio lights brightened and the camera clicked on. Start broadcast. Good evening, everyone, said Kyle, looking at the camera. Welcome back to Stay Up Late with Kyle. Oh, it's my show. I thought that I was going on her show for some reason. Anyway. Kyle vomited... Oh, because I ate bugs. Kyle vomited all the horrible things he had eaten earlier onto the floor. Rachel looked at Kyle concerned, gave a couple coughs, and decided to play it cool and keep the show running. Kyle stopped, then vomited again, then continued with a shaky voice. Tonight, I have the pleasure of interviewing the lovely Rachel May, who needs no more introduction. Kyle mentioned to Rachel, who smiled and waved at the camera. Hello, Kyle, she said. I'm glad to be here. Well, I'm not sure we'll have a lot to discuss, so we might as well dive right in, said Kyle. I'm very ready, said Rachel with a winning smile. Kyle produced the notes he had taken earlier. And I literally have to ask those questions I came up with. Rachel, am I a mother? Kyle looked at her very seriously. Rachel... Oh my gosh. Rachel was visibly very unsure of how to respond. Well, Kyle, I think you might be a better source of answering that question than I am. But do you think I'm a mother? Asked Kyle, pushing further. Rachel paused for a second before answering. I think you inspire youth to pursue STEM fields, she answered. I don't know what STEM fields are, by the way. If anyone knows, then you can tell me. Unless it's STEM field. I don't know. It might be an acronym. Kyle asked another question. Hey, I ran over a puppy on purpose, said Kyle. Oh my gosh. It's not even a question. Everyone in the studio froze. Kyle spread his hands out wide. It's a joke! He started laughing from the bottom of his stomach. Nobody laughed with Kyle. Several minutes later, he stopped laughing and moved on. Oh no. Kyle asked another question. Hey Rachel, ever eaten a raw egg whole? Asked Kyle. Like shell and all? Asked Rachel. Kyle continued, I have, like, a lot. It's really bad though, so sometimes I spit it back up. There was a silence. Oh. But actually, it gets easier the more you do it, continued Kyle without losing momentum, so don't start, I say. Rachel chose not to answer and looked in a different direction. Kyle asked another question. Rachel, are you guilty? Kyle threw questions on the floor, stood up and pointed at her. Rachel's eye twitched slightly. Guilty of what, dear Kyle? She smiled disingenuously. Guilty, spat Kyle, of your crimes. Rachel did not answer. Her eyelids both started twitching uncontrollably. After reading his final question, Kyle looked up from his paper. Well, Rachel, he said, I think that's all I was planning on asking you. If that's the case, Kyle, may I ask you something in return? Asked Rachel, smiling one more time. Why exactly did you decide to wear a suit of armor today? Because I was dead, obviously. Before Kyle could answer, the camera shut down. The broadcast was over. Kyle returned home knowing the interview had gone well. But as he lay in bed and drifted to sleep, he felt that perhaps something was still missing. So am I just not dead anymore? Let's try it one more time. Alright, so now, okay, let us exit the bed. Let us not prepare questions. Let's open the closet. Choose an outfit. Let us go with, yeah, slick suit. Kyle miraculously crammed his dumpy body into the suit. What kind of person do I look like? Dumpy body? What does it even mean? The chest pockets were filled with random knickknacks. Why? Kyle returned to the center of the room. Blah, blah, blah. Exit hallway. Check locked door. Why would I check it? It says it's locked. Kyle walked over the strange door in the hallway, but found quickly the door was locked from inside. Force door with head. Kyle decided it would be best to try to force the door open with use of his face. I think it's really funny I didn't die from eating the fridge last time, to be honest. After smashing his features into solid wood for several minutes, Kyle gained severe short-term amnesia. Back to hallway. Kyle walked to the center of the kitchen. Check pantry. Kyle wanted to access the pantry, but found it was locked with a small key. That's what the key is for. Why is the pantry locked? Kyle hurried to the set. Blah, blah, blah. She looked up and smiled. Good evening, Kyle, she said, looking at him, and I've been looking forward to being here, blah, blah, blah. Kyle responded, forget her name from amnesia. Hello, you. Kyle's ears began to ring from his concussions. Rachel looked at Kyle, slightly confused, but continued to smile. Before she noticed the glance look in Kyle's eye, the producer approached. Time to get started, he said, putting a hand on Kyle's shoulder. Let's get stationed. Kyle sat in the nearest chair. Rachel, her seat stolen, sat in the host chair. What? Anyway. A moment after seating, the studio lights brightened and the cameras clicked on. Good morning, everyone, said Kyle. My name is... Kyle made a desperate effort to remember his name, or really anything. Kyle looked at Rachel. Do you know who I am? He asked. Rachel looked back confused. Who are you? Well, if you're not Kyle, I don't know who you are. Rachel smiled sweetly. Kyle made up his mind that he was probably Kyle. Well, he said, I'm Kyle. A long silence followed. Eventually, Rachel spoke again. And I'm Rachel. Hi, everyone. She waved. Hi, Rachel, said Kyle. So why are you here? Rachel was visibly worried. Haha, funny, she said. Were you planning on asking me questions? I mean, I don't have any ideas, said Kyle. Kyle kept staring at Rachel. Somebody coughed, or someone coughed. Kyle looked around and noticed the crew. Who on earth are all of you, he asked. Nobody answered. Kyle got out of his chair and walked off frame, leaving Rachel alone with millions of viewers. Rachel started to attempt to entertain the audience herself. Eventually, the producer ended the broadcast earlier due to technical issues. Kyle woke up in his bed the next day, remembering nothing about what happened. The end. Kyle forgot everything. Nice. So I guess it didn't matter that I prepared. I guess it doesn't matter that you don't eat anything. Or it doesn't matter that you eat a fridge. Because you don't die. Anyway. Alright, well that's it for me. That was actually really funny and fun. I liked that. I liked that a lot. I think that's the first free game on Steam that I've enjoyed that much. So I will see you all next time. Bye.